Milner says the red card galvanised Liverpool. Let's have a look at that sending off on his full debut, on his first game in a red shirt at Anfield. What went through Darwin Núñez's mind?
Well, we don't know. We saw Anderson pointing at him after the incident. I don't know what was going on. You could see him there, you know, having a little knock at each other. And then once this goes in, he says something to him. And then, you know, that's the reaction. And the thing with it is that I was surprised simply because Liverpool, that's not what they're about. They're not about reacting and doing it. So it's something he's going to have to learn quickly, because he obviously was very frustrated with the way it went. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that Anderson's gone down for nothing. Look, he's tried to do that there. That's what it was. He's tried to put his head into him, and he's saying to him, hey. And so now he's pushed him, and I can't see where the actual heads hit the face, but at the same time, you can't react like that. And Liverpool can't have players reacting like that, and that's why they've not had players reacting like that, because it means so much to them to be able to stay on the pitch against a very well-organised Palace side that are very dangerous on the break.
Yeah, terrific point for Palace. Let's go back to Anfield. Eberechi Eze is waiting to speak live to us. Ebs, good to see you. Well done. Are you disappointed in some ways you didn't get all 3 points the way you played tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I think we've worked hard today. We could have nicked it in the end, but coming to a place like this, we've worked hard and give it our all, and coming away with a point is a good result.
Do you think the way it was set up, you knew you was going to have to do a lot of work? Was the chances? I thought Wilfred had a couple of good chances. Do you feel that you deserve to win the game with the chances you created?
I think it's difficult because they've obviously had chances as well, and they produce a lot of chances. But again, playing here and at the stadium, it's difficult. It's not easy to come and play your football. So to come in and get a point is big for us.
Eberechi, it's Michael Owen here. Congratulations, good performance by yourself and the team. Just talk me through the touch, the way you broke free and then laid on your teammate for the goal. Not a bad place to do it at Anfield.
Just sit here.
There you go.
Yeah, I just saw the space in between them and knew that Wolf would be getting him behind and playing him through. When he's in those types of areas, he's dangerous. So that's the mindset, just to create as much space for him and for myself, play him through, and it's a great finish from him.
Was you surprised that he dived in on you like that? Did you feel like that was quite easy for you?
Yeah, I don't know what he was expecting me to do, but I think me touching the ball, getting him in between both of them, it created so much space for me. So it made my decision quite easy.
And the counter-attack today, the counter-attacking player, I presume that was a tactic as well, playing against the high line of Liverpool.
Yeah, 100%. They obviously play a high line, and the aim was to get on the ball and to beat a player, and that it open up the space, and in behind it's going to be runners. So I think it worked well.
Finally, Ebs, what does it do for belief that you've gone to the team that had the best home record all of last season and put a performance in and get a result like that?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's big for us. Again, going into any game now, we know that we can play against the best in the league, and that's a huge performance for us.
Very well played tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That is the Crystal Palace point of view. Now we can get the Liverpool one from their manager, Jurgen Klopp.
Point apiece. Give us your thoughts on what you saw tonight.
Really good start in the game, exactly what we wanted. A lot of football, the kind of football we wanted to play. A lot of desire. We wanted to put it right. All these kind of things was all there. Unlucky in situations. Of course, the game plan for Palace was obviously defending deep and then going for counter-attacks. We gave him that. Yeah, in the end, 2 opportunities, but the first one, proper one, when we should have won the ball. Obviously, protection was actually right. We were the 2v1 situation, Trent and Fab there, and then I think Eze still gets out there, or whoever it was, and that should not happen, and then it's difficult in the last line with the speed of Zaha. Yeah, so, but second half again, started a positive start, and then getting the red card. I saw it now back, that's of course a red card. Even though it's provoked all the time, but that's not how he should do it, how he should behave. And but then 4 minutes later, I think, the equalizer, and then massive game from us against with 10 men, putting such an effort. The pitch stadium was there, was Honestly, the real feeling I have in the moment is I'm proud, to be honest, because everything went during the week against us. It was crazy. It was like a witch was in the building. Everybody told me every time somebody else had problems, and then putting such a performance, especially with in the circumstances, I'm really proud of that.
We'll come on to the red card in a moment. You were so dominant, however, in the first half. What was your message to the players at half-time? Was it just more of the same?
Yes, but it was not the complete first half, at least as we saw it. It was like the first 30, 35 minutes maybe, and then we started playing a little bit around. But that's actually when you play against a 5-4 and you play these passes into half spaces, so then that makes no sense. There they have the better chance to win the ball. They only have to clear it, and we have to control it. So we needed again more direction, get in behind this line of five, and there we were really strong. And that's how then we could pick up second balls ourselves, and that's what was the message.
The red card for Nunez in the second half. How much in the end did he let his teammates down?
Look, he knows that now himself, and I will talk to him. It makes no sense when I talk now too much about it in public. You see it; it's absolutely not the reaction you want to see. The challenge in the centre halves, and Premier League will do that to him. They want to have him. He's a handful himself, and yeah, that's not a reaction.
Perhaps most importantly, how will you as manager manage him now going forward through this?
Yeah, there's no time. We get now another pre-season. I don't know exactly how long he will be suspended, but that's the situation, and so we will use it for physical work, not as a punishment, just to make him even stronger, and that's what we will try.
The way you got back into this game, perhaps it needed a special moment, such as the goal that Diaz scored, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Lewis played a super game, and then especially after the goal, he played for 3-4 players. It was unbelievable. He was nearly not to stop, and how I said, it was super intense game, and then with 10 men, you have to defend. Especially we didn't play the 4-4-1 if we want. Meant for him, Lujo defends the wing, where they try to cause us problems with the long balls there, and then picking up the other second balls. So incredible goal, and of course we needed that. Then we had, I think, from the edge, two nice opportunities, one with Fabio and one with Mo. A bit unlucky there, but in the end it's a point that's not exactly what we wanted before the game, of course, but after this game, as all the things happened, we have to take it, and that's what we do.
On the plus side, what do you think of the contribution of Harvey Elliott tonight? Top game. I saw so many really good performances. It's a really tough game, and especially for a technical player like him, and constantly in these kind of tight spaces, freeing yourself and these kind of things, he did really well. How much of a concern is 2 points from 2 matches, especially given the way you performed tonight?
That's not the start we wanted, but that's the moment actually my least of my problems, because well, I said we have our own situation. It's really tricky in the moment with injuries and players with the little things, and how you manage them and all these kind of things. So we have to use the next week to maybe bring 1 or 2 back. I'm not sure if we can do that, but now we lost Darwin today. That doesn't help. But Bobby might be ready for next week again. So yeah. It's not a concern, it's just a start. In the end, if you have 2 points in August and it's in May, then it's difficult, but now in the moment it's fine.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
A week tonight, of course, it's a trip to Old Trafford next for Liverpool to face Manchester United. He said he needed something special to make it 1-1. It was. Yeah. And it wasn't the only thing that Diaz did all night, was it?
No, he's a special player. He's joined the club, and he just looks at home in that red shirt straight away. First game he looked at home. And this was just brilliant. It was almost like when they went down to 10 men, he thought, right, I'm going to take the game by the scruff of the neck myself, and I'm going to, play as if I'm worth 2 players, and he certainly did. I mean, he beat a few players here, whacked it into the cop end, give everybody a bit of belief again, but he's such a super player, energy, in and out of possession, and he can score goals. He needs to add goals to his game as well this season, and that's a good start.
He's always going to take something special like that, because Palace was so organised. I thought that's what I was thinking with Nunez in the first half. I didn't think he linked the play very well. I didn't think he got Liverpool into areas like that where they could get that kind of space and maybe have a shot like that, or get the ball in through midfield, which I think they're struggling with at the minute. Harvey Elliott didn't have no space to really move in. To try and play the ball into areas where they could commit players in the middle of Palace, like between the centre halves and midfield, and force their way in and make those kind of chances. So it was going to take something like an individual goal like that for them tonight, because everything with Liverpool has to go out wide. And without Thiago, we see when Thiago's not playing, they're not as potent. And they need that midfielder to continue to get the balls into areas where they commit players. And that's what they missed tonight.
It was interesting to hear Jurgen Klopp talk about Darwin Núñez there. They say a week is a long time in football. He came off the bench and made an instant impact at Craven Cottage, as we talked about before the game. But then, let's be honest, all round, his full debut at Anfield tonight was something to forget, wasn't it?
One to forget, Steve, definitely. His link-up play, as Wright touched on, was average. I think he was on his heels there. He's got to come and show for the ball. We know that he likes getting on the shoulder of the last man, and that's fine. But a lot of the time, when the ball's not ready to come in, you've still got to show yourself, and you've got to be you've got to have a contribution to the game, Wrighty.
Well, the thing is, I think here, it's one of those, maybe you put off a little bit, but you've got to do better with that. This one, like you said, Mike, he's got to try and chest that and go towards the goal. He's got to open himself up. Again, with this one, he's kind of miskicked it for me there. He's tried to lay it back in. It's a little bit too hard. I think it was one of those days for him. And here you could see him. He's gone to force his head back into him. He's getting frustrated. Like the manager said, he's getting provoked. For me, there you just can't do that. Whatever we think of Anderson's reaction there, you can't see any real contact. But it's an aggressive kind of manner he's showing, and you just can't do that there. And so, he's got sent off. And what the saving grace is that Liverpool didn't lose the game, because they're going to lose him for 3 games now. This is straight red. So it's something that he'll learn. He'll learn that in the Premier League they will try and provoke him.
Learn fast as well,
yeah,
Wrighty.
absolutely.
Liverpool's record has been exemplary over the years.
Just to put it into context, since Jurgen Klopp took the job at Liverpool, all the permanent teams in the Premier League, fewest red cards for Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. That's why he's so annoyed in that interview.
And it's no coincidence, really. Going down to 10 men, I've been there before. It's very, very difficult, and even at home, even with the momentum of getting the equaliser, it's very difficult to play against a team of the quality of what we see today and what we see in the Premier League in general. You can't give teams big advantages like that. You simply can't. If you want to go and win the league, when tiny little details are really important, you can't be. And now it's 3 games. When they've got injury, not good enough. And I bet you he learns quick.
I think with that as well, Mike, is that to see that kind of sending off, I think that's why I was so shocked. I was quite shocked, because no Liverpool player reacts like that. You could see with the top teams, you might get a defender that might be unlucky, makes a couple of mistimed challenges and he gets sent off, and then they restructure their side. But you don't see people petulantly doing what he's done. You know what I mean? I didn't get sent off too many times, but there's some of the times you really do have to catch yourself in the moment. And that's what you don't see from top teams, a top player being that petulant to get sent off, and you don't see it at Liverpool. You don't really see that kind of stuff at City. You don't see it at the top teams, because they know how important it is to keep those men on the field so as you can win the game.
OK, let's now hear from the man who put the plan together to get Palace a point. Here is Patrick Vieira.
Patrick, you must be so pleased with that performance from Crystal Palace and your players.
Yes, I was really pleased, because it's not an easy place to come, and we defended really well as a team. We were prepared to suffer. We suffered, and I think in our counter-attack we were quite good. More the games was going, and more we were getting dangerous, and we needed a big team performance, and we had it tonight.
You had that big team performance. You silenced Anfield, and the control and the composure that Wilf showed for that opening goal was incredible.
Well, this is his strength. I think when we managed to win the ball, he ran in behind, and the timing of his run was really good. And Wilfried is a goal scorer. He can score goals, and today he could score more than once. But overall, we needed a big performance, and that's what we had today.
You were under pressure for such large parts of the first half, but that goal just changed everything about you.
Yeah, but when you come into these places, you have to accept that you will go through a difficult period. It's all about how do you manage that difficult period, and I think today we did it really well. The first 15-20 minutes, half an hour was tough, but we were really composed, we were really calm, we were really disciplined, and the organization that we had today helped us to perform.